The mining town of Bakhmut and surrounding towns in the eastern industrial region of Donetsk have been a focal point of attack during Russia's 13-month invasion of Ukraine. Brutal close-quarters urban fighting in the city itself and World War I-style trench warfare in the surrounding countryside have resulted in horrific reduction rates, with both sides losing thousands of troops. Western analysts and military officials have reported in recent weeks increasing Russian pressure on the town of Avdiivka, roughly 40 miles southwest of the besieged city of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast. Footage shows Ukrainian gunners destroying an SPG-9 Spis anti-tank grenade launcher with ammunition, and also damaging the Russian invaders' 2B9 Vasylyok 82mm automatic mortar. The video was edited from footage of the L-119's calculation, taken by an unmanned aerial vehicle, whose operator found a target and adjusted fire on it. Additionally, it appears that SPG-9 survived the first shot, and near Vasylyok 2 shells exploded. The army began calling the conflict the Bakhmut meat grinder amid the bloodshed, with Russian troops, many of them conscripts or prisoners recruited by the notorious Wagner mercenary group, forced to embark on suicide missions to drain Ukraine's resources. Over the past day, the Ukrainian Defense Forces have carried out 10 raids on places of concentration of the Russian occupiers' manpower and military equipment. A Telegram channel shows a video of the latest combat attack from a frontline drone flight of the Ukrainian 110th Separate Mechanized Brigade. The video shows a grenade being successfully dropped on the interventionists, which was fired by the drone itself. And at the end, it is shown how the surviving attackers of the raid group escape. Russia's attempts to increase its military control over Ukraine's eastern Donbas region have failed, British defense experts say in their latest intelligence assessment. Russian General Staff Chief Valery Gerasimov, who took command of the country's special military operations in Ukraine on January 11, has attempted to launch a general winter offensive with the aim of extending Russia's control over the entire Donbas region, the UK Ministry of Defense wrote on Twitter. Meanwhile, in several places along the front, Russian forces made little gains at the cost of tens of thousands of casualties. On the Bakhmut front, the Russians continued their offensive and tried to gain full control of the settlement. Over the past day, Ukraine has repelled Russian attacks near Bodaniva and Ivanivsky. Mercenaries from Wagner's group appear to have planted their group's flag atop a high-rise building near the center of the embattled city of Bakhmut. A video posted to a Wagner-affiliated Telegram channel on Friday and geolocated by CNN shows the black flag, the hallmark of leader Yevgeny Prigozhin's personal mercenary company, flying over buildings in the snow-covered town, west of the river that flows through the center. Wagner's group had played a key role in the Ukrainian war and raised the profile Prigozhin had previously overshadowed. Wagner was heavily involved in capturing Soledar in eastern Ukraine in January, the first Russian military gain in months. But there is also tension between Wagner and Russia's defense ministry, which has published competing claims about their role in the fight. Prigozhin openly criticized Russia's military leadership, even blaming the deaths of his fighters on officials' inability to secure sufficient ammunition. A few days ago, footage showed how a Ukrainian battalion in the eastern conflict area destroyed an entire column of Russian tanks in a patented ambush strategy. Ukraine's 36th Separate Marine Brigade, which provided support to the Azov Regiment during their failed defense of Mariupol last May, released a video of their defensive ambush on social media. Footage cuts between Marine troops using US-made Javelin anti-tank missiles behind cover of a small mound to fire on advancing Russian tanks before drone footage captures a direct hit. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on April 1 that Russia had lost 173,990 soldiers in Ukraine since the start of its full-scale invasion on February 24 last year. This number includes the 630 casualties suffered by Russian forces over the past few days. Russian troops struck 8 areas across Ukraine over the last 24 hours, killing at least 5 people and wounding 10 others, according to a regional governor's report on April 1. Ukrainian artillery targets Russian armored guns at a distance of up to 28 kilometers in the ongoing battle for Bakhmut. Using captured self-propelled guns, Ukrainian artillery crews also tried to destroy the Russian command post. They told Current Time on March 27 that they had noticed a decrease in the frequency of Russian attacks, but added that heavy fighting was continuing for control of the frontline town. Meanwhile, fighting between Ukrainian and Russian troops for control of Bakhmut and other key cities in the eastern region of Donetsk continues as the northeastern city of Kharkiv was targeted by missile and drone attacks overnight, the military said on March 31. Russia targeted civilian infrastructure in the city of Kharkiv, with 9 missile strikes launched from the S-300 air-to-surface system and 10 Iranian-made Shade drones, the Ukrainian General Staff said in its daily report, adding that 9 drones were destroyed. In the southern Kherson region, Russian forces shelled settlements 64 times over the past day, killing 1 person and wounding 2. According to a report by the Regional Military Administration on March 31. The city of Kramatorsk in Donetsk was also hit by 2 Russian missiles which damaged 8 residential buildings, the military said. Heavy fighting continued in and around Bakhmut, where Ukrainian defenders repelled 22 attacks over the last 24 hours, and at Avdiivka, Lyman, and Mariinka. Ukrainian troops have liberated nearly 30,000 square miles of their territory from Russian troops since the invasion began on February 24, 2022. But Putin appears to be bracing for a long and bloody war. On the other hand, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a decree on Thursday ordering spring military service. Russia will call up 147,000 people to join the Russian Armed Forces from April 1 to April 15.